Okay, Asia and New York session done. Back from vacation, so I'm using the regular computer again. Took one trade on Nikkei and Asia session yesterday. So Nikkei, higher time frame breakout levels, all bearish. Peak bias yesterday were both bearish. Last 3 months close, bearish breakout. We're below that 3 months breakout level. So 3 months traders are now in a trend breakout. So something I've liked about Nikkei that I've mentioned in many of the Nikkei videos recently is that we have the last bullish breakout bar right here. Here's the breakout level, the bullish one. Faked out the previous 3 months high. This is a breakout reversal, and then breaking out below the previous 3 months low is a counter trend breakout. So in the momentum cycles, we're in a breakout here. Faking out the high is a breakout reversal, and then breaking out below the low is a counter trend breakout. So most counter trend breakouts want to go right back to that breakout level, and so this is what I was looking for on Nikkei. So I attempted that move a number of times, didn't go all the way through, and then it finally went through a couple of days back. So lots of time these higher time frame setups take a number of attempts until it gets through, and you just need to kind of continue and monitor it. So I did catch that. I was on vacation, so I didn't catch it on video, and I didn't recap it, but I did take the trade. So on this day, Thursday, bearish breakout. We're below that breakout level, below the H8 breakout level, and I'm essentially looking for a continuation move. So if I look at my breakout setups, we broke out, and I'm either looking for a reversal pattern to take it down, a continuation pattern to take it down, or I'm looking for a pullback pattern to take it down. So these are all based off of the simple entry patterns, the reversal ones, continuations, or pullbacks. I'm essentially looking for one of those patterns to take it down. So once we broke out below the H8 low, this allows me to drop down to lower time frames to time the entry better, and I trade that H8 bar on the M5. So on the M5, we broke out, and again, once we faked out this H2 high, this allows me to drop down to lower time frames, and I drop down to the M2. This is where I trade the H2 bar. So my favorite pattern, what I'm always looking for is a flip of that breakout level of the momentum time frame. So on the M2, I'm looking at the M30 flip. I'm either looking for that flip or I'm looking for a breakout of a low. So once we broke out below this low, this is a counter trend breakout on the M30, and this allows me, or this gives me confidence that the M30 is now flipping bias and changing, pushing down. So I took this trade over here, stop loss at the high of the structure, and I wanted to take it down to that breakout level on the 3 months. So I ended up taking this move, and it went all the way through. I did get into a lot of drawdown over here, but I did sit through it, and I was fine holding on to it, and eventually it made its way all the way through. So it took about 3.5 hours on this one, and then on the next day, gave me another entry as well. So on Friday, we have a bearish breakout bar, and I'm essentially looking for those patterns again. I'm always looking for those simple entry patterns, and in this case, it's a pullback pattern. We have a breakout, flipping that breakout level, faking out the high, that's a fake out retracement, and then getting below that breakout level again is a retracement breakout. So I ended up taking that move all the way down to the previous day low. Right, so on the breakout setups, we have this pattern. So price broke out, and then we broke out, faked out the low over here, flipped that breakout level, faked out the high, that's a fake out retracement, and then getting below this low is a retracement breakout. So it took that retracement breakout move all the way back down to the low. And then in New York, I was still looking for the same move on all the indices, lots of global fundamental news pushing the stock market down. Was looking for a pullback move, and I did not find any clean entry. On Nikkei, on D30, on all the indices, I could not find anything on Friday. So that was a little bit frustrating. It was really easy to know which direction to trade, but I just could not find a clean entry on anything. So I did not take any trades on New York session on Friday. And then yesterday's Asia session, that exact same setup happened. Breakout, looking for a continuation. So we have that breakout, and I'm looking for a continuation. So once again, broke out. I'm looking for, I can drop down to time the entry better, and price broke out. Looking for that continuation move. Once we faked out the H2 high, this allows me to drop down to the M2, which is where I trade that H2 bar. And I ended up looking for the exact same thing. I'm looking for a flip of that breakout level. So I got that flip of the breakout level right here. And so this is when I ended up taking this trade, stop loss at the high. And I want to take this down to the previous day, or the low of that range. This actually was not a good entry. Technically, it was a correct entry, but we were so close to the next H2 bar. And so I should have waited for this H2 bar to close. There's only about 30 minutes left, less than 30 minutes to the new H2. So it would have been a much smarter move to wait for this H2 bar. Also, this current H2 bar was an inside bar. So once I entered and I was looking for a stop loss placement, then I realized that this H2 bar was actually an inside bar. Whenever I see an inside bar, extend the previous peaks. And so taking a trade like this, I would be in this trade would be at risk of getting stopped out, because I would usually expect price to come up and fake out this range high. So luckily, it did not do that for me, and I ended up just holding on to the trade and making it. Didn't go all the way through, but I ended up exiting as price reversed, faking out the M30 low right near that new H2 bar. So lots of times it's going to be retracements at the higher time frame bars. So once I saw this start to retrace, this is when I exited my trade. It was so close to my target, so I just ended up exiting. So about 1.5 hours on this move. So if I did not enter on this move, the way that I'd enter would be on the next bar. I'd wait for that flip of the breakout level again. So I'm always looking for those simple entry patterns now. Flipping this breakout level allows me to enter. So I could enter early over here on this breakout bar below the below that breakout level, but the M10 breakout level was right over here. So it would have been smarter to take the trade here instead. So pretty much would be almost identical profit, but it would have been safer to wait for that new H2. But in any case, worked out for me. And that's it. That's all I took on Nikkei. So pretty good trades on Nikkei. Didn't find anything today. It flipped the level. Was looking for a continuation in New York on all the indices. Did not get anything. So again, yesterday's New York session was looking for moves on the indices. Did not get any move on the indices. It just kind of flipped by us. And now nothing for me in Nikkei in today's Asia session. And so New York session yesterday, I took one on GBPUSD. This was a very easy one to see. Breakout levels, mostly bullish, but we are in a fake out retracement on the 3 months. So we have the breakout right here that we broke out, got above it, and then faked out the previous 3 months high. This is a fake out retracement. I'll show that on the cycles here. Broke out, flipped the breakout level, and then faking out the high over here. Above that breakout level is a fake out retracement, and I would expect price to come down to that breakout level again. So we had that as a bearish confluence pushing down, and then on the monthly, we're in a month breakout reversal. So we have the last month closed in bullish breakout. Here's the monthly breakout level, and then we faked out the previous month high. So we're in breakout reversal on the monthly. So 2 time frames are pushing down, and then on the weekly, we broke out below the previous week low, actually down here, broke out below the previous week low, above the breakout level. And so hopefully you can see this pattern now. This is a counter trend breakout on the weekly. Breakout, fake out the high, that's a breakout reversal, and then getting below the low above that breakout level is a counter trend breakout. And again, most counter trend breakouts want to go right back to that breakout level. And so this is the move that I was looking for on GU yesterday. And then I just took it straight on the 1 hour. Didn't take much on this one. I just took this straight down to that breakout level. This is 2 hour. I think it was the same stop loss placement. So it took about 1.5 hours on this. Maybe I had a hard stop maybe. So I took 1.5 to 2R on this move, and that was it. And today's Asia session was not looking for UJ, faking out a high over here to take it down, but H8 breakout level, well, now it's just changed. It's gone up. So I was looking for a sell here. Did not give me any entries here. False breakout on the weekly. This is why I'm interested for a continuation, but it'd be a lot better if we fake out the high or break out below the previous day low, which I think is down here. Monthly is in a bullish breakout reversal, and here's a previous month low, so safer sells would be down here. So I was looking at UJ, didn't give me anything. Gold is in breakout. Cycles are all bearish, but I don't like that we just faked out this H8 range low. So this is a bullish move, so I do want to see a fake out of a high to take this down. So nothing for me on gold. GJ also didn't do anything for me in Asia, and Nikkei as well didn't do anything for me. So no trades in Asia today, and that's it.